Got you loud and clear there. Well, I did. There you go. I hear it.
All right, cool. Well, we live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's going on, world? It's me again, Ethan Smith,
There you go.
aka
I
Big
hear it.
Sarge,
All right,
large and
cool.
in
Well,
charge
we
of my
live.
one and only self, taking myself up off the shelf to discover my greatest eternal wealth. You know what it is. It's Thursday night, time to get right. Speak Grunt. When we come through, we speak to you and you speak to us too. We talk about some things that we've gone through, have went through, or that we are going to do to overcome some of the tragedies and atrocities that we've been through. And then we celebrate and we laugh a little bit too. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to help you. But you know what it's for? By grunts, for grunts, where everybody is welcome, but everybody cannot and will not be a member. 11B, 11 Charlie, 0311, you know what it do. If you're an infantry man, we salute you. You're a combat man, we salute you. You're a combat woman, we salute you too. I don't want to discriminate against nobody, but this is what we do. This grunts. We allow you to come through. You just might not be in the platoon. But hey, it's Grunt Speak today,
Yeah.
man. And today we just want to have a little fun and talk and chat. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't got nothing real serious about that. But we'll see what we come up with for you today. And to my front, you know who it is. It's Whiskey Charlie wearing the red, white, and blue like he do. Whiskey Charlie, what's been going on with you?
Just work, and more work. And of course, family time and stuff like that. So, just early this week, I just appreciate my wife and all the things that she does. I make sure I try on a weekly basis, try to get up and on a day that I had to be at work at late, try to get up and help clean up the house, move some things around. I don't know if that's also part of the military part of me, but try to get up and help, do the dishes, laundry, sweep, mop, dust, clean up girls' rooms and stuff like that. So, I try to give it a helping hand, and she's very appreciative of it. And she told me thank you the other day, and I just said, you don't need to be thanking me. I mean, it's a partnership here, man. We a squad here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't deserve a thank. It's just me doing my part.
That's cool. And then also at the same time, when she say thank you, that might be her feeling like she have to do her part to let you to recognize you. That's something that I had to learn too, because it's like, yo, I'm just doing my job. This is what I'm supposed to do. But it
Yeah.
is a thank you. Sometimes we have to learn how to say you welcome and then just take it and go with it. As long as you keep on doing it, you be sweet. Because sometimes we can get in our feelings when they don't say
I'm gonna hit her
thank
with
you.
my. I'm gonna hit her with the old chick. I'm gonna. No, I'm gonna have to hit her with the old.
Hit her with the old what?
I said I'm gonna have to hit her with the old Chick-fil-A. Say it was my pleasure.
Oh, that's what's up. Hey, Tim, what's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in as usual. Definitely a regular. We see you always coming through. We appreciate that, what you
I
do.
said I would hit her with.
You gonna hit her with the Chick-fil-A? I don't know if we got a delay, if you having a hard time hearing me or a hard time hearing you, but
Don't mind all the coughing. That's just the corona.
hey, beer or virus? Hey, brother, did you go out to Louisiana to that Home Depot and help out? What was that like? So what was that like, Whiskey Charlie, being out there helping out at the Home Depot?
Not yet. That's I haven't got to do that yet. I go out here the next a week or two.
Ah, okay, okay. I seen a picture that you posted up in the Home Depot with the Halloween decoration. That's so funny because I was in there last night buying some drywall fasteners and a drill, and I'm like, I seen that same little display. I'm like, look at Home Depot, that's pretty dope. And then you posted a picture on it today. So, man, all right, I guess you can hear me and you nodding your head at me. So we're going to jump right into this 1 minute win, 1 minute war. And I guess I'll start with me. My war was yesterday, man. I had to put up these.
Yeah, Home Depot's got really big into the Halloween spirit. It used to be only like a one little set.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a whole big display. The Grim Reaper with angel wings on and everything. The Joker, the chair that you were sitting in. So they had the same one at the Home Depot out here by me as well. I don't know if we having a problem with your sound or you just awfully quiet today. But anyway, I'm going to keep on going. 1 minute win, 1 minute war. Putting up these rails in my father's bathroom yesterday, man, and had my stud finder out, and I thought I had the right spot. 6 holes later, let's just say, I had to go to Home Depot and get some drywall fasteners to make it work out anyway. Looks like we lost Whiskey Charlie, but I know he'll be coming right back. When he come right back, I'll make sure I plug him right in. But for the win after that wars, I went to Home Depot and I grabbed those drywall fasteners, and it had me pick up a drill too, because I hadn't had a drill in a while and I got tired of using the hand tools. If you know what I'm talking about, fellas. Hold 1 second. Hey, you back?
Oh yeah, I'm back. Hopefully it helps out.
That's all good, man. So I was talking about my 1 minute win, 1 minute war. Warren with putting up these assist rails in my father's bathroom so he'll be able to get in the bathroom successfully without falling all over the place. Pulled out my stud finder and didn't find the stud anyway. So 6 holes later, I decided to go to the Home Depot and get me some fasteners so the drywall wouldn't keep falling, so the screws wouldn't keep spinning on me no more. And I picked up me a nice little cheap drill so I could get my thrill and do the things that I needed to do at home and snapping and putting some things together. But the win in all that is when I got back with my drywall fasteners, I was able to put up those handles very well. And my little impact drill that I got, it worked out real swell. So I was happy with that. And that was a success for me. So that was my little win. That was my victory. And same time, it was a war for me because I hadn't been using tools in a while. And I realized, drills is a necessity. I don't care if you're just putting up pictures, okay? So
oh yeah, bro. Yeah. Dude. I would I'm gonna go ahead and hit it up, but I think my 1 minute war this week is I would say has to do with work. You know, we have a lot of associates going out with COVID, family members with a lot of family members with COVID and stuff like that. So short staffed. And then, of course, we have team members leaving our store going to go assist in another store over in Louisiana to, help them, over this Hurricane Ida. So just, helping and assisting and running the store that's short staffed and stuff like that with, and also assisting these customers that are leaving their, I guess, their families' houses and going back toward home in Louisiana and stop by our store and just trying to help them out the best we can. And I had a guy that came through and, I was talking with him and, he was already pretty much low with work with what he does. And he had was short, money to be able to afford a generator. So I reached out and Home Depot was able to help support him, and we ended up making enough money to where he was able to take a generator home and a gas can to take it back home and be able to, fix to start off and start from ground working on this place. So, it was a good feel on that. So I'd say that would be my win. Is just Home Depot out there looking at ways to assist the communities out there, whether it's our community or any community out there.
That's dope, man. Y'all always they find a way to come through, right? That's what we do, though. We got to come together collectively if we want to be successful, you see. We got to find a way to come together collectively if you want to be successful, see. Well, chatting, putting in a chat earlier, like we just going to have a little chat, have a little conversation. And I know earlier, man, we was talking about a certain situation. And most of the people on here may be retired or out of the military, and shout out and salute to the ones that's still serving. But I seen something that interests me today, and significant events will be like our topic. We'll just talk about the significant events that's going on in the world and how that affects you. I seen something very interesting to me today when I was on MSN, that the Taliban was celebrating, and they had like a mock funeral for the Americans. So they was in the streets and they had these mock coffins that had an American flag wrapped around it. They had a French flag and they had a English flag, England flag, right? Britain, England, whatever. They had their flag wrapped around it. And the caption read, that they were out in the streets celebrating the defeat of the Americans after 20 years later. And I've also seen a picture of them posting, I believe, a major general who was getting on the back of the C-17, saying he was the last individual to leave Afghanistan. And it just had me thinking, man, this is a crazy time. After 20 years, it still feels like, I know we went over there with a purpose, and I didn't go to Afghanistan. I did 2 tours in Iraq. I know we went over there with a purpose, and I know some things got changed, and I got brothers that went over there. But how do you feel about all this that you see that's posted up on the TV? You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of pissed me off and made me like, yo, we look soft as Americans. And then, no offense, sorry, not sorry. I'm not a political person. So if you're a political person, this offends you, you know what to do. Jump off the page right now. But I don't know if I'm rocking with our current administration and our president, man. This just ain't happening. Like, this really is not happening. I won't claim to be a super patriot and say my whole family served, but I served and the Army served me in a great way. And that was always my thing. If this is what it's going to take for me to protect the people to my left and my right, and for my family to sleep comfortable at night, that's cool. I'll take that fight. But to do this after 20 years and just to pull out and knowing that it's possibly still Americans over there, like, man, that's just a scare for me. Like, this is a sad time for the country, man. So I just kind of want to open up the chat to that, see where y'all at with that, where your feelings at with that. And as a veteran and as a soldier, how do you even deal with that?
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree with you, Big Sarge. Again, I did the 1 tour to Iraq with you, and I never got to go get to experience the Afghanistan piece. But to me, it all kind of correlates, anyways. It was there was a purpose of the reason why we're over there, and of course, we can never always tell exactly why. We can say it was September 11th. We can say that the government's after the oil. We can say all these other things, but at the same time, we all know we were over there fighting the battle, trying to fight this war, and we all lost someone while we're over there and things like that. And for them to, to back out and to kind of like, I feel like we just crawfished up out of that motherfucker right now. And then of course, then not only did we just crawfish, we left fellow battles over there, whether it was human or non-human beings, dogs and stuff like that, which was also battles at that time. For what I've heard is that they left a lot of vet dogs over there, and that's a shitty situation. If we're gonna leave, we gotta leave with anybody, last man standing. Everybody comes out as one, but at the same time, you sit there and watch these videos where they're over there cheering this shit on. You know what? If you had any fucking balls, and if it was up to me, guess what? At the end of the day, why don't we just drop some bombs on some motherfuckers? Guess what? You know what? If you're all gonna be out there chanting and cheering, guess what? You all can die at the same time too. So, they're very lucky to have a president over here in the United States that has no fucking balls to do anything other than fucking tuck and run. Because if it was up to me, I would have dropped the rate on that. If they're sharing that video live, guess what? They all over there. Guess what? I would have called that call and dropped it on every single one of them. Then they can sit there and put themselves in the caskets.
Hey, I often say, and I love people, man, but it is what it is. I often say Nuke and Pave and build a super Walmart. Just build a super Walmart, man. And I know that might not sound like the right thing, but when you've been to certain parts of the world and you learn to understand their mindset and they fight in, they don't really they don't see you just as, you know, Justin and Ethan, and, you know, they see you as an American. Might be a little different for me because I got that African descent in me. But if you wearing that red, white, and blue, or you got them stripes on you, man, it's just a little different culture. It's a little different tactics over there. And I think what pissed me off more than anything, like what blew my mind more than anything, though, looking at Fox News or CNN News, one of them damn news stations, right? Looking at one of those news stations because it plays on the TV when I'm at work. But to see them riding down the street like in Humvees, like in MRAP,
Whoa. Oh my
looking like
God.
fully kitted up American soldiers. And then they even here they had a Black Hawk flying over their little parade. I'm like, yo, man, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? So if we have to go back, then they know the capability of all our equipment. They know how everything works. They in up armor Humvees. It's just like, come on, man, you setting your soldiers up for failure. Or you setting your country up for failure, because if I'm not mistaken, they said the 20 years that we was there, we spent something like $5.3 trillion. $5.3 trillion. And we over the last time I checked or looked, which was some time ago, we was over $20 trillion in debt as a country. So where we gonna get this money from if we got to go back?
Hey, bro, like, no lie. I think I was watching a TikTok video and I agree with it because there was a bunch of grunts sitting on there talking and a bunch of military guys. But, you know, damned if we left a fucking weapon or we get, you know, left anything behind. Article 15, we got fucked up, get kicked out, whatever else it was. But yet the fucking president can pack up 90% of everything, 90% of people, and then leave 10% of people back. And not only that, just leave every piece of equipment back of everything. I mean, you're talking about an arsenal, and then just just pretty much hand it over. It's like, hey, like, here you go. Here's everything you need to be successful to either go up against us and or to go up against anybody else. Like, all that shit, dude, that pissed me the fuck off too, man. Like, seeing all, you know, MRAPs fucking and everything else. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how do you, like, you packed up just personnel and not brought back all of our equipment at the same time? Like, you just said, okay, we're dipping out. Just leave everything you have. Like, we're running away from our abusive husband. We're just dipping the fuck out right here, right now.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I just think, you know, it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, especially for the veterans. You know what I'm saying? I think it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. It's no disrespect to our country. We all love our country. We wouldn't have signed up. We wouldn't have fought for whatever you got in for. But to see pulling out a war like that, and then the young soldiers, I was posting the soldiers that lost their lives, you know, the Marines, and guys all in their 20s. And I'm not, you know, when you sign on a dotted line, you never know when it's going to be your time, right? But to go over there and then to lose your life like that, and then we break contact and we fall back and we pull out of there like that. And I get it. Somebody said in the text, some of the helicopters was disabled, but the Humvees and some of the MRAPs were fully able. Like, they were fully able, fully capable, outfitted, just like when I was in Iraq in 06, 07, 2009, 2010. And it was just like, yo, when did this end? I mean, war, when you go to a war, is not for it's not for the hugs and the handshakes. We may not understand everything that's happening in the background, but when you hit boots on the ground, you understand that one of your buddies could get laid down and you want to do everything in your power to get them back. And the main thing that you want is to have the support of the people that's sending you. Now, I get it. The current administration didn't send us to Afghanistan, but when you take over that role, this is your role.
Ownership immediately. Ownership is immediate. That's what they always tell us at work. If you become a supervisor or a manager in a building, no matter what the situation was before, you automatically own that. It's all about how you're going to fix it and go about it to adjust. And, you know, of course, like we always do, adjust and fire, right? You're going to adjust and fire. Okay, this is what's going on here. I'm just going to adjust and fire and get the correct action in there. He didn't even adjust the fire. That motherfucker just went all blaze of glory with throwing shit everywhere. Like this motherfucker didn't have any fucking sense at all. Like, god damn, like that shit just pisses me the fuck off even thinking about this stuff, man. Because you know, you now with all this shit you left behind, you're not just putting us in danger as the United States, but you're putting other people in danger just in case Afghanistan, the Taliban wants to go out and fuck around with other people. It's not like we just left something small. We left a fucking arsenal for people to be successful. I mean, that's why U.S. we have the equipment to be successful, right? And that's the same thing. Left personnel, you know, and stuff like that. So it's just fucking, to me, is retarded. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, man, it's interesting, and I know it's a lot of mixed emotions, a lot of mixed opinions out there, and you know, fortunately, unfortunately, however you may choose to look at it, you know, the battle may be over for us physically, but for a lot of us, the battle may still linger on and play on in our minds or play on in their minds. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that we all have to deal with over a period of time to figure out how to get through. It's just like, you know, when the different administrations are in power, it's different things that you go through. My first tour, I believe, Bush Jr., the Republican Party, was in charge. And it was just like, you know, you had all the weapons and ammunition that you could handle to do the job that you needed to do. But when I was over there my second time around, it was like rounds had to be counted every day. And it was like, you know, we was doing more detainee ops. And I understand the landscape change and the battle changes. But what remains the same is the boots on the ground and the soldiers who have families to come home to. And it's like you want the best support and the best backing of you. So it's just an interesting things that what we going through. And then you have to deal with what's going on at the hurricane and the COVID and so much going on in the world right now. It's a very, very interesting time in our society right now.
Hey, Big Sarge, like I can remember going through training in the military, and whenever they were talking about rollover drills and stuff like that, and they're talking about leaving behind shit, you know, they tell you to take all fucking important stuff and bring it with you. Like if you would roll over everything else, you would grab your battle and everything else. But they also were talking about bringing all comms, everything else that would have important intel. The fucking president of the United States said, "Hey, fuck that, leave everybody." You left every bit of intel, like you were talking earlier. Like you left every piece of information to, you know, now that these guys are flying around in the fucking Blackhawks and shit like that, they can figure out pieces. You know, they weren't dumb. They definitely weren't dumb. They knew what the fuck they're doing. Now that they're getting into these machines and figuring all this shit out, it's just going to take months, maybe a year or something like that. And we're going to see another tragedy. We're going to see something crazy, whether it's going to be against us or against anybody else that wants to challenge the Taliban against over there. But if we had a president with fucking balls to go over there and just, you know what, say fuck that. If they're all parading in a line, guess what? If they're in a line, let's just drop bombs on the fuckers. Guess what? It's sad to say, but to me, truthfully, there is going to be innocent to die. But guess what? You just can't fuck around with the United States. It's going to be our innocent or their innocence. Guess what? I'm going to take care of my family. I'm going to take care of the people in the United States before I take care of anybody else. Other people just got to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And a lot of soldiers definitely probably feel that way. And it's just going to be interesting as time goes along. You know, it's going to be very interesting as time goes along and how we respond to this. And then it's not only how we respond to this, but the relationship it does with our allies. You know what I'm saying? No one man, no one country is an island. We all need one another. And then at the end of the day, we may not know everything that's going on. We may not know the choice, why they made the choices that they made, but it still affects somebody in some way. It still affects somebody's family in some way who may not understand the decisions that was made or why things happened the way that they had to. But hey, man, I'm just interested, you know,
Look, if there was somebody before, I forgot who was telling me prior to Biden getting elected. Somebody was saying something about the fact. I think I was talking to my brother-in-law maybe, and I told him, you know what's going to happen? Somebody is going to test the waters against the United States, and how Biden responds back is going to show whether or not somebody's going to come attack the USA again. And with this response right now that we just did with the Taliban by leaving all this shit behind and all this other shit, dude, I bet we're going to get waters tested with this, not just by them, but it's going to be by somebody else. And they're going to come and knock on our door and see how fucking this piece of shit responds back. Right now, we look like a bunch of fucking pussies. Right now, we look like a bunch of pussies, and that's straight up. And then it's the same thing is we gotta respond back. We gotta respond back with fucking fierce and fire and fucking everything else. Like I said, we just gotta fucking drop bombs. Fuck it. Fuck feelings. Fuck anybody else over there. You know, it's our lives or their lives, and you know what? I hope that we can, somebody can come up and step up to the plate and drop and kill some fucking people.
All right, let me jump into the chat real quick because I know it's gonna be blowing up a bit. And we've been all over it. So let me jump into this chat real quick and see what our illustrious guests and fellow Grunt brothers and our fellow supporters had to say. So earlier, Tim said, Mock Iwo Jima pissed me off. Yeah. And then he said, when 4 of your cabinet resigned, that should tell you something. Yeah, it's been looking pretty ugly. By now, they would have had the last administration head on top of a pole if they could have. Operation Pineapple Express.
I feel you, Tim.
Hey, it's like Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder.
It's not a movie.
Hey, look, I know how to stroke the shaft, tickle the balls, and swallow all the gravy.
Sean said they got all American vehicles. Absolutely. They got all American vehicles after getting all that high-speed American training. You stand there and watch them hold their weapons at the low ready. You know,
you seen that picture?
Trigger finger.
Oh, bro, I was like, God damn.
Oh, yeah, man. A lot of them were disabled. Yes, indeed. I did read something earlier today that a lot of the helicopters were disabled. But here's my thing, man. If you've been over there 20 years, we trained enough people to where if you get the right parts and the equipment, they got engineers and everything too. So they ain't stupid. You can figure out how to get a helicopter back in the air.
We trained them. We trained them. We trained their military. Right. All it takes is just like while we're over there. Like we're sitting there training the army over there. We're training the Afghan army, Iraqi army, whatever else, how to do things. All it takes is while we're over there, they were threatening. Taliban was threatening those army soldiers, the Iraqi soldiers and stuff like that, and getting information from them from that point. What do they got to do now? All they got to do is like, oh yeah, we just got threatened to kill our family, and we can get all the information we need to fix these things up and get them running.
Yeah. And that's what Tim was saying in there. Most of what they got is the stuff we gave to the Afghan army. Absolutely. It's almost like when we pulled out of Iraq, and what was it, ISIS or somebody at the time, they came in and they took over a lot of weapons and equipment and things like that, because no offense, man, those guys only fighting as long as somebody pushing them to fight. The ones that's part of the army, a lot of them are, working on both angles working both sides of the coin anyhow. And when they come up against some real hardcore fighters, they usually back off and give it up. And I haven't fought the Taliban personally, but from the stories that they tell, some of them are really hardcore fighters. They'll fight. They'll go to battle, some of them, and some of them won't. So
they're going to go get their 72 version, bro. They don't give a shit.
Yeah. Brett says, I remember searching barracks in Iraq for lost nods. That supply miscounted, and we spent hours looking for that. Weren't there. Oh, absolutely, man. I remember crawling in trash cans looking for an ANCD that I did not lose. So,
hey, dude, they made us search fucking fields for fucking rounds. You got in trouble if you forgot fucking expended rounds. Like, come on, we shot that. I don't know where the bitch went to. The brass is in the back side of my neck burning me is where the fuck it's at.
That's right. Tim says the last 10 years we were handcuffed. Yeah, pretty much. The last 10 years we were handcuffed. It was probably like my second tour in Iraq, feeling like you was over there as a babysitter instead of a soldier. Now, somebody just correct me if I'm wrong. I never claimed to be the smartest guy, but I'm pretty intelligent when I apply myself, right? If I ain't mistaken, when I go to war, just from the beginning of time, when somebody started a war, it was to gain some type of advantage. Either I'm taking resources, I'm taking finances, I'm taking your people who is a resource, I'm enslaving them. And I ain't talking about the type of slavery we talk about in the world today, but I'm enslaving them, I'm converting them to what I want. It just seems like now when you go to war, it's like, yo, I'm gonna come over here and tear up all your shit, and then I'm gonna pay you for it later. It seems like what we do as the American people. I'm gonna pay you for it later, or attempt to pay you for it later, and I'm gonna cause my country to go in more debt. So I just lost hundreds and hundreds of thousands of lives. Nobody really want to join the military because they're afraid to go to war, and then it just dwindles our numbers down.
Well,
So what's the point of going to war then?
Yeah, like us going back in like the first part of the war, we're over there blowing fucking shit up, and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna help them rebuild." What the fuck are we doing? We went to war with these motherfuckers. Let them figure their own selves out. We're gonna go over there and help them rebuild. Nah, it's not. And it's one of those things that I remember us saying as we were going over there. They're always talking about hearts and minds, and we always said as infantry, 2 in a heart, 1 in the mind, or things along that line. Like, I don't understand. Like, we just went to war with these people, and now we're trying to help them rebuild. We're trying to help them establish a government. Fuck that. Let them figure it out on their own. They don't fuck with the wrong people. Like, we don't help them do anything. You challenged us. We came back here and result. Now we're going to come back and say, "Oh, we're sorry. Here, let us help rebuild your fucking everything you had." No, fuck that. You figure it the fuck out. That's what you get for fucking around.
Yep. Hey man, somebody said, from motherfuckers from home will fuck us up. You got that right. McGinnis was responding, yep, ISIS, and then he said same with Fast and Furious under Obama. Yep. Kind of in and out when we went back over there in 09 and 10 in Iraq in that time frame. Hey man, it pissed me off being in Iraq in 9 and 10 because like Whiskey Charlie was saying, I remember having to count my 210 rounds every week to make sure I hadn't fired any rounds off.
Okay.
Yeah, but
we're missing 1 round. Did you shoot that guy with that 1 round? Because we're investigating this. Like, bitch, don't matter what happened with that 1 round.
Let's see. Tim,
your mom's ass.
Tim said we had guys go through basic training over and over for the money. Yeah, probably. And then he said a buddy of mine said it was like the fall of Saigon and the spoils of war. And Tim said Afghanistan was different than Iraq. We were not fighting the Afghani, we were fighting the Taliban. Absolutely. That's exactly what you hear. But again, we wasn't fighting the Afghani people, but we trained the Afghan army. And it's like all that time in training, it was like, what did they get out of it? You know what I'm saying? It seems like the Taliban took more of the tactics because some of the people in the Afghan army was probably working both sides. Just like when it was in Iraq in 06, 07, you had guys that was working at the police station with you that was part of the mighty militia. The mighty militia, and it's just like, hey, what the hell, man? I mean, you're not gonna know everything about everybody, but you would just like to believe maybe it could have been a better exit strategy, especially if we knew the Afghan army was a bunch of fucking yellow belly cowards. It could have been a different exit strategy.
Some motherfucking 007s, dog.
I ain't even mad that we left, that we pulled out. Eventually, you got to go home, but make sure you get all your people home first. Leave no man behind. Make sure that you don't announce to the world and to the Taliban that you leaving here on a certain day. What happened to OPSEC?
Right?
we gonna trust them of all people to be good and kind and fair to us.
You know what, Big Sarge, they should have put you in, because I remember I slipped up and said something about coming back home and you smoked the shit out of me. I bet they would have thought second if they had Big Sarge over there.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Like, everybody want to go home and do their part, but it just could have been handled in a different way. Yeah, military should have definitely left last, because you have to think about it. All those companies, all those civilian contractors, even all those allied countries. If America wasn't over there at the tip of the spear doing what we did, they wouldn't have been over there for 20 fucking years. They wouldn't have been there at all. They wouldn't have been there at all. They were there because they knew they had our support. That's why they was there.
And then we chicken shit the fuck out. Not we. Fucking Joe Biden, his fucking pussy ass fucking office. God damn. They goddamn pussies. Goddamn retard. God. And then you know what? The people that fucking voted for this motherfucker, I hope you are putting this in your fucking pocket. I'm straight up again, like you said, I'm not much into the politics and shit like that. But when it comes down to this shit, dude, you voted for this fucking retard. You put this motherfucker in office, and we warned people, and I would say I'm more of a conservative. I agreed on certain things, on certain halves, on both things, and things, everything else. But I agree that there's a common ground to things, but this is not a common ground. This is one sided fucking history, and somebody's getting fucking paid on this shit. And fucking Biden's ass and his office is the one that's getting paid.
It's a debacle, man. It's definitely a debacle. Tim say we put the Taliban there back in the 80s against Russia. So when we got there, we felt responsible. Oh, absolutely, we did that. That's a lot of the covert shit that goes on that people will never know or understand. And I don't even understand it all the way, but I understand it enough. A lot of our enemies we create because we back guys like the Taliban, and we attempt to get them to take out our enemy like Russia and things like that. And when shit don't go right, just like in the 80s and Russia tore up their country, you know what I'm saying, and destroyed, infrastructure and things like that, we're like, all right, peace, chuck the deuces. You wasn't getting that type of money and all those things. Then you have those people grow up and they pissed off and they mad. Just like some of these fuckers that went drown the Taliban are probably pissed off and mad from when we was there in 2001. You didn't kill their father, so now you got to fight their son, So all this is going to do is breed a whole new generation of Taliban fighters. And, we may not even see any real type of threat come to the USA, you know what I'm saying? But it might be different. We live in a technological world today. So you might have some type of cyber attack or some type of serious hack that really shuts down things that goes on in this world. And I know.
Hey, they better leave my porn alone, damn it.
Hey, look, I'm gonna need you to what's the name? I hope I got another comment on Speak Grunt, and it's always from some weird porn looking site or some porn person. I'm like, what the hell?
They better not be hacking my goddamn porn. Be putting any fucking Haji porn in there shit. Come on.
Let's see. Yes, military should have left last. As soon as it hit the first town, we should have started the evacuation. Absolutely. Once they hit the first town, it's definitely once they took Kandahar, the second largest city, and you knew they was coming for Kabul. Like, if we weren't going to evacuate and pull all our people out then and start sending those secret squirrel letters out, we should have just started bringing in the big guns and start bombing stuff. You should have had the drones just taking stuff out because they was already making the move. Once you get rolling downhill, it's hard to slow up that momentum. I remember asking our team leader why are we looking for a guy on dialysis in caves?
Oh shit!
Hey,
God,
right?
damn it.
That part. And those are the things that a lot of people don't know that soldiers have to deal with. It's just like the movie, man. What the hell is the movie? I mentioned it, The Outpost. And when the E6 got there, he was like, he came out in the morning because they got in that night. And he came out in the morning, he looked at the base and he caught it, how they was going to get hit, and was like, what type of shit show is this? We at the bottom of the ridge. What is this? But those are the type of things that you go through as a soldier. But it's because of the guy on your left and right that you able to sleep at night, that you able to fight all night, you able to go without food. And then you come home after you went through it and you got to deal with some bullshit sometimes like the VA and all that type of stuff. And then you see this on the TV. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it normally usually don't bother me, but I guess it's a real thing because when I was talking to my VA therapist on Monday, that was the first question she asked me. How is that affecting my PTSD?
Hey, and it's not only just affecting us when we're watching this shit. It comes from our previous ones that served prior to us, though, too. Like,
yeah,
they did what they had to do to get us to the point where we're at, and then all of a sudden, we get in this fucking situation we are now. I mean, that's not even affecting just us that served overseas at this point in time. But it's the ones that did their part prior to us.
Yeah.
The ones that back in the day were fucking USA, we didn't stand down worth a shit. No. We went over to Korea, Japan, all those fucking things. We didn't, whether we lost or won, we didn't give a fuck. We went over there full balls deep on these motherfuckers. We didn't give a shit. But I can let you know this much: we brought back everything and everybody as much as we could. We didn't just leave anybody behind with our tails tucked like a fucking bunch of goddamn pussies.
Yeah, that's again, take it how you want to take it, is my opinion, and am I entitled to it just like you are. I'm not a politician. I don't get all off into that. And so some people may feel a certain way about Donald Trump in the last administration and to make America great again and things like that. And I'm like, simply to me, when I see make America great again, I don't see it as white versus black and slave versus that. You know, racism is racism. You ain't gonna be able to stop that. So if something I say irks you to want to act that way, you just ignorant in the fucking first place, right?
You know where the exit button is. You know where the exit button. Get the fuck up out of here.
I would see that and I would think about that. Now, understanding that Donald Trump ain't even a politician. He's a businessman. So when I would see Make America Great Again, to me it was he was looking to take America back to, in my mind, the times where we produced stuff. We used our raw materials. We produced stuff. We were a true superpower where we had more export than we had import. And make America great again. To me, meant that nobody respected us as a true superpower anymore. We owe the ass ton of money to China. Most of our shit comes from China. We just slap a tag on it. So how can we say we so great when we not producing great things? Yes, we have a badass army. But at some point in time, your army gonna be tested, especially if you don't have foot soldiers on the ground who want to stand up to the test. So it's like now we look like maybe what the world seeing us out to be. We looking a little soft right now.
Yeah, hey, look, Big Sarge, you know what the crazy part is? I did not know it until working in retail. But, you know, for anybody to stamp made in the USA on any of their product, all they have to have is one piece or one piece of product amongst that. Like DeWalt drills, right? I did not know this, but DeWalt drills can stamp made in America because one piece in that motherfucker is made in America. Outside that, the rest of it's made in China. Because, I mean, there could be a lot more brands out there. I'm just saying that out there because that's what I've heard and what I've known. But all they have to do is have one piece.
That's
one
true.
piece. That could be a leather handle. That could be whatever else.
Because most countries, including America, are not countries. They're corporations. It's a business. It's a business. War brings business. War brings income. And unfortunately, other countries and our own countries don't mind losing a few 100,000 or a few million human bodies for the greater good of a small few.
Yep.
That's it. You don't gotta like it. You don't gotta respect it. You don't gotta think it's true. Do your fucking research. I know I do. Do your research. Like, we are a country that is really a corporation, and all corporations want to grow. When is the last time that we had a president who was actually a true war hero, somebody who actually fought on the battlefield and understood what it meant to be in this environment? I think
that should be a requirement. That should be a requirement to be a fucking president. Should be a requirement. No, hands down, you should, if you're going to send somebody's ass overseas, you should know what the experience of on that situation is. If you're going to do any of that stuff, you should be a lot more than just a fucking, it goes with anybody. It don't matter what the fuck you are, if you're popular or not, whatever else. When it comes down to it, the most experience, as you know, and that also a lot of times has to do with seniority. You know, a lot of people with seniority has a lot of things that cover their background when it comes to a lot of things. But a military background, I don't care. I don't give a shit what branch. I'm not going to knock on any fucking branch, but you got to understand, especially if you've been deployed, what you're doing when you're saying, hey, let's go to war and we're going to send these people over here.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Let's see. The last president to serve in the military was George W. Bush, who served in the Texas Air National Guard.
Holy shit.
The last president to see combat was George H.W. Bush. So George W. Bush is junior. He was in the Air Guard. Yeah. George H.W. Bush is senior. He was the last president to see combat.
But what branch was he in?
Who?
H.
Hold on, I'm looking right now. I'm doing my Google.
Senior.
George Bush served stateside duty in the Texas Air National Guard. During Vietnam, Ronald Reagan served in both the Army Reserve and the Armed Forces. Hold on. The last president to see combat was George H.W. Bush. Let me see if they give me where he's seen combat at, though. If you know,
probably the border. Probably the border.
If you know, drop it down in the chat. If you know where George H.W. Bush seen combat at. No, he would have to be back in the
Navy. He said senior was Navy.
Huh?
Tim said senior was Navy.
Okay. So he probably is back in Vietnam time then, if he had to see combat.
Yeah. I'm about to say, how did he go back?
Hey, I mean, hey, he was there, right? You can't. I mean, if he chose to join the Navy, I ain't knocking up for joining the Navy.
Yeah, exactly. You can't knock. Hey, at least he experienced it, and he had experience. Like, hey, I know I'm about to do here. I'm about to send these motherfuckers over here. I know what he's about to experience. But right now, like, you got some motherfucker that's acting like he fucking joined. Get the fuck up out of here.
Hey, man, I don't know a lot about politics. This ain't a political show. But here's the thing that I do know. People run every 4 years for president and other positions. I don't know what his politics would have been like, but for the simple fact that John McCain got his ass whooped as a POW, he could have got my vote. Period.
Yeah,
point
right.
Blank.
Yep. Hey, feel you on that one.
Like, he could have got my vote. You know what I'm saying? Because he understand what it meant to go through. You know what I'm saying? The things that soldiers have to go through. You know, so that's a very serious thing, man. Like, our country is in a very trying time. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next 9 days. You know, people are going to be a little bit more on high alert for September 11th. This is going to be the 20-year anniversary. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be pretty interesting to see until he stabbed us in the back. See, you have to give me more details, Tim. Like I said, I don't keep up with him. I know all politicians get a little dirty once they get in their wheelhouse.
Come on, Tim. Come on, Tim. You know you got a bunch of dumbasses right here talking to. We're infantry here. Break it down for us. Break it down for us.
You must research. I just don't.
You must have been one of those infantry men that passed the ASVAB with higher than a 32.
I do my research. I'm just saying, if I had to compare apples to oranges, McCain would have got my vote. You know what I'm saying? Cutting VA services. Okay, I got that.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
If I have to compare him to what we have now and what we've had, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, cutting the VA services is never good. But hey, you were talking.
Say that again. I said, fuck the hippie.
Oh, you were talking earlier about, not even just us and what we did, the people that fought before us past, and the ones that's going to fight now and the ones that's going to fight in the future. I had the opportunity to meet a gentleman, and I don't know, I might have mentioned this last week, but
you did.
The gentleman from Vietnam, he was in the 199th Infantry Regiment. He was 77 years old, and we talked about this, and he was like, man, I would strap on my gear right now and go back in a heartbeat if I could. You know what I'm saying? And it was interesting to me, like, wow, man, some people are still through and through are willing to take it all the way to the end for it to be safe for other people.
Hey, Big Sarge, it's funny you said that, because there is again, I'm breaking this to more modern age type thing, but if you watch some TikTok videos, whatever else, I just watch it just because I'm interested in some of the carpentry work and mechanical work that people talk about on there, everything else. But there's also some military things on there that's pretty interesting. But there was this military guy that was breaking it down to where that he was saying if you can get just a 1 year contract to re-sign up to go over and help take care of this shit that's going down right now, would you sign up? Would you back this guy at this moment in time? And I would say that I'd be that guy. I would be that guy that would back him, no matter, not just back him, but back the United States and back the soldiers or the personnel of the United States that's over there, the personnel that's over there still. I mean, I'd hate to do that and put my wife and daughters in that situation, but at the same time, my thing is that, we cannot show these people weakness. And right now, our president is showing us we're weak.
All I need to do is get the okay from the wife, and I'm sign me up. You know, Big Sarge, I still be rucking. So
hey, I'll be there with.
I'm ready to go. Like,
I'm squad with a Big Sarge right here,
if
right
my
hands
wife,
raised.
if my wife told me
Raise
I
the
could treat
roof.
this like a 2-week AT, a 1-year AT, and I can go over here and get some action, sign me up. Big Sarge is good to go.
Hey, Whiskey Charlie and fucking Big Sarge was rolling.
Hey, you know what? Speaking about TikTok, I seen a TikTok and I posted it on my Facebook the other day. The young lady, she posted, I think her husband was, her father was an Asian descent, and I think she said he was 73 or 78, 68. He was older, right? And she was like, Dad, what are you doing? He was like, I'm going to get my uniform. She's like, what uniform? He like, my uniform. And he went into his closet and he pulled out his dress whites, Old Navy uniform with all his ribbons and everything. She like, what are you going to do? He's like, I gotta go fight. Fucking Biden not gonna do anything.
Right? Hey, bro. Like, hey, look, I don't care who you are right now. And truthfully, you're non-American if you believe that Biden is doing anything correct at this point. I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, again, whether you're a politician or not, you've got to look at this picture and say, look, if you're in a fight and you got your dad beside you, and your dad's going, "Hey, you know what? Look, I'm going to go ahead and take you out of this fight." And even though you're whooping that motherfucker's ass, and he goes, "Hey, let's just go ahead and go. Go ahead and leave everything you have behind. We're just going to go ahead and go." We're beating these motherfuckers' asses, hands down. And that's the reason why they came out and was talking all this shit. It's because we're whooping their ass and we tuck our tails and run. Now they're talking shit. That's why they're doing this casket bullshit and everything else. It's because they're like, okay, we won this. Bitch, you were hiding, motherfucker. You were hiding the whole fucking time. You were scared. But then our fucking government that thinks they're anything somewhat fucking intelligent thinks it's the right thing to do is just get up, pack up, and move out. Dude, you made us look like a bunch of bitches. I'm not a bitch. Fuck you, Biden. Fuck you, everybody that's in chain of command up above me in this chain. No, fuck you. This is your fault. I hope, just like everybody says, the blood is in your fucking hands. Anybody that falls from this point out, the blood is in your fucking hands. Nobody in the right of mind would think this is acceptable. Anybody.
Yeah, it's crazy. Thanks for that heads up, Tim, because definitely don't want to make fun of no special forces for what they do. He said, in Operation Pineapple Express was a group of special forces vets who snuck into Kabul and saved thousands of people. I did hear that. I just didn't hear that the operation was called Operation Pineapple Express. That's pretty dope to know. But I did hear about the story about the special forces guys sneaking in and rescuing thousands of people, man. That's dope. You definitely have to take your hat off to our special forces guys, because I had an opportunity to, work side by side with a few of them when I was in the Guard last. The Texas guys out of San Antonio, they division of special forces. I got an opportunity to work with one of the guys. You wasn't there when Sergeant Marolis was there, but dudes are hard chargers, man. Totally different set of animals. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, dude. Like I got a buddy I went to through high school with, and he went through special force and everything else. And I'm gonna let you know this much: that shit ain't no joke. Like I got much respect for them. I got much respect for anybody. Look, to be truthful with you, I got much respect for anybody that served, but also I have much respect for anybody that served prior to me, because you know what, it wasn't easy then. Right now it's easy, and we had it easy. But again, this fucking piece of shit ass president that we have in chains, this piece of shit ass president we have made us look fucking weak, made our military look weak. We're not fucking weak. Nothing about us. Every branch that we have is the strongest out there. Strongest is out there. The strongest. Fuck that. You made us look fucking weak. We are not weak. We are the fucking United States of goddamn America.
Yeah.
There is nothing weak about us. Not any branch. I don't give a fuck who you think is weakest. Look, infantry is the top notch, look, to me, as ever. But guess what? Every branch did their part. Every branch, we did everything we could. And I want everybody to know that out there is like, you did your everything you could. And I know we got some battles out there that's, it's taking a mental toll on them on this. But You did everything you could. Don't blame yourself. You know, you can't blame yourself on this situation. We
Nah.
did everything we could, and all we can do is, still stand tall, still support who we got to support, and still push through this because we are the best out there. There ain't nobody out there better than this. Let them fucking chant. Because guess what? They were tucking in behind, hiding behind buildings, doing their fucking stupid shit. But again, there's a reason why they were hiding. It's because a fucking USA was coming. And that goes for anybody out there watching this shit. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're fucking around with the wrong people. We don't give a fuck who's over top of us. If you want to fuck around, come over here in the United States and find the fuck out. That's why, whenever we go to war, everything's overseas because they know if they come over to the U.S., you go fuck around in the woods, go fuck around in the hood, you're going to find the fuck out.
Gonna learn today.
You're going to learn today. Yeah.
And I'm glad that you said that. Like, for a lot of those guys that have served and is dealing with this maybe in a negative way, and it's really making you slip back into an uncomfortable place where you don't want to be. This is exactly what Grunt Speak is for you to be able to get on here and share your thoughts, share your feelings, and share your opinion. Now, let it be known, I've been out of the military for 6 years, and I ain't looking for nobody. I ain't thinking about nobody coming for me speaking my opinion. But if you are someone that's still serving, make sure you watch what you say. Make sure you watch what you text. You are allowed to say what you want to say and do what you want to do. But guess what? They got rules for that type of shit too, and people could come for you if they choose to. But ain't nobody watching us right now. Maybe. So you think.
Hey, if they are right here, they're right here. Set on and rotate, baby.
I said all that to say this. This is a place where you can come express yourself if you feel comfortable expressing yourself, but don't get butt hurt because this ain't that place for you to come pointing the finger and talking about, look what everybody else doing, because we're going to turn it right back to you. We all have to take responsibility for what we are going through currently. Maybe not what we went through in the past, maybe not what's going to happen in your future. But if you take responsibility what you're going through currently and what you're dealing with right now, then you can find a way around. Like, this shit probably going to get a little bit uglier before it get better. But you have to find a way to see the better in you so you can find your way through. Because guess what? If you at home and you able to sit back, drink a beer, flick the TV channel on and watch your TV, somebody's still counting on you. So if mama ain't gave you, and I ain't talking about your mother, I'm talking about your wife, your girl. If she ain't gave you the okay to sign up and slap your boots on, know that you still got to get it on at home and make sure you take care of them. Don't worry about him. Don't worry about what Biden doing, because hopefully the American people will stand up and say what they need to say and do what they need to do. But my challenge to you is to do what you need to do to keep making it through for the people that's around you, for the people that love you. And if you truly going through, speak about what you're going through, man, so we can help you get through this shit. I just said it. When I talked to my VA therapist the other day, that was the first question she asked me. How was I dealing with what I seen on TV and my PTSD? I'm okay because I got Speak Grunt. I got brothers I could talk to, who I could vent to get shit off my chest. It's things that I do. I work out. So you got to find something that you do too, because the end game, if we still want to see you making a better life for you and the people that love you.
Yeah, man. Hey, definitely on that big Sarge. It's like, hey, man, you got to challenge yourself all the time, man. I look at this. People always ask. Of course, they know who the fuck I am, work or people who know me. Like, hey, Justin, how you feel about this? Look, at the end of the day, I'm gonna do me. Like, I have my own feelings about certain situations going on, and y'all hear me voicing it already. But at the same time, I still got to wake up, still got to go to work, still support my family. And the thing is as long as you keep on driving, no matter what the situation is, there's always going to be a positive outcome. There's going to be some drawback. There's always going to be some drawback. But I can't let that affect me. I can't let what the idiots above me are doing, because at the end of the day, I still got to pay my fucking bills. I still got to go to work. I still got to go out and do things I got to do to enjoy my life. And guess what? I'm still enjoying my life. I will every moment, every day, because ain't nobody holding me back except for me. Ain't nobody holding me back. And I'm going to keep driving, bro. Like, I love my life. Don't get me wrong. I ain't saying I love who is above me. I love what's going on in the world, but I love my life. I love what I have going on. as long as I stay positive and keep driving and keep doing what I like to do and keep things like that, bro, there ain't nothing slow me down. The only person that's ever gonna slow me down is myself.
That is absolutely 100% correct. Hey, and don't forget to enjoy yourself. Hopefully, for some of y'all coming up, starting tomorrow, you might have a 3-day weekend, Labor Day time. You know what's going down, drinks and barbecue. That's what Americans do. Take some time out to spend with the family around you, the ones that love you. Just have a good time, man. As I like to say, free and relax your mind, as if you on a vacation. You know, tune away from the TV station, turn off the news station, and just sit back and enjoy this great nation that you live in. Just sit back and enjoy this great nation that you live in. And if you don't like the nation that you live in, switch the channel, switch nations. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look,
change the station.
Hey, as Whiskey and Charlie would say, just go ahead and turn on the porn tube if you don't got that significant other, bro. Hey, enjoy your weekend, man. That's what you got to do, baby.
If you want your phone and your computer devices to be functional, don't be on whiskeycharliepornhub.com all night long, man.
Hey, man. Hey, look, yeah, again, like you said, you gotta enjoy yourself, man.
That's right.
Hey, look, don't put yourself in situations where you don't need to be. But at the same time, look, ain't nothing like when you're overseas. Hey, look, situations wind up with situations. You know, hey, whether it's have to use, if you're right-handed and you have to use your left hand, think about somebody else, man. That's all it is. That's what I'm saying. You know, enjoy your life.
I think I heard before when I was younger, sometime when I got in the military, some guy was talking about that, and he said he had to use the stranger. I said, what does that mean? He said, when I sit on my left hand till it goes numb, and then I use that.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, but
I forgot to say, PSA, this may not be for kids, but this will bless your kids if you attempt to let them listen through some of the rhetoric and the madness that we go through. But it's going to be some fun. It's going to be some laughter in there. It's going to be something that bless you. But here, seriously, man, the whole purpose for this show, the whole purpose for why we do what we do is to help you get through. I think this is one of the first times where we really had a good rant to talk about something serious that's going on in a lot of people's mind right now, definitely veterans today. But find a way to enjoy your life anyway. Find a way to make it through. You know what I'm saying? Find a way to celebrate you. Find a way to love you. Find a way to keep believing in you, because you've been through some unbelievable things that shaped you, that molded you. All that negative shit don't have to break you. You still here because it's something for you to do. It might be to speak life into somebody else too, man. So we can't control what the administration is doing, but we can control how we administrate the people in our house. So without a doubt, find the best things that you can do for you in your life, man.
Yeah, hey, look, hey, big.
I guess on
that
note,
one of the biggest things I could talk on.
Say that again. You're breaking up, Whiskey Charlie. Hey, Whiskey Charlie freezing up on me. Hopefully he'll come back and give us some words from wisdom before we set you free. But hey, man, we thank y'all for tuning in. If you haven't went to the YouTube page, Speak Grunt, make sure you go to the YouTube channel, Speak Grunt, and like, share, subscribe, all that stuff that you're supposed to do. Hit the little bell clickety thing so you can get the messages as we send them out to you. But man, we appreciate y'all and all that y'all do for signing up, getting on this thing and enjoying our time with us, because you could be doing something else, but you're here with us, and we appreciate you for bettering yourself mentally, spiritually, and physically. Do anything you put your mind to. Whiskey Charlie, you got something you want to lead the people with before we get off here and be through?
Hey, you guys, can you hear Big Sarge?
Yeah, I hear you, brother. You froze again?
Okay. No, I was just making sure you can hear me before I say anything else.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Okay, look, you guys, one thing I want you to touch on is, hey, man, with a lot of shit going on with this world in the world today, man, yeah, you gotta let that shit go to the side, man. You gotta. I think the biggest thing that helps me out everything is take pride in what you do, take pride in what you're accomplishing every day, and that will overcome the negatives. Right? It don't matter what the situation is. It may not be the best of the best of the best things, but you've got to take what you have accomplished and make that to be a success. And everybody always says make the negatives into a positives, but I'm gonna also let you know this, you guys. If you got something positive going on, man, keep driving that positive. That positive is gonna keep driving those negatives up even higher. Because there ain't no negatives. You have all but nothing but positive, and you keep driving that positive part about you. There ain't no negative because what's best about you is the reason why you are who you are. Keep driving that positive.
Hey, there you go. As I like to say, my alter ego, Mr. Peen, there's a positive in every negative. You just got to be willing to look through the shit to see it. It's all a choice, man. Whiskey Charlie said it earlier. We choose what we see. Choose your life and set yourself free, man. This has been another episode of Grunt Speak. Speak Grunt. When we come through, we speak to you. And you know what to do. You speak to us too. We appreciate you getting down in the chat and you commenting, sharing, going back and forth with us. But hey, don't forget to do us a favor too, man. If you got a topic or something you want us to talk about, send me a direct message. You can send it to the Grunt Speak page. You can send it to my personal Facebook if you want to. You can go to YouTube and drop it in the comments with Whiskey Charlie's porn comments that we always seem to get. Or you can send it to Whiskey Charlie too, man. And if you want to be a guest on the show, let us know. We can make that happen too. And you can come through and, sit back and go back and forth with us like we do, man. We really want you to know that we appreciate you. We appreciate your family and all that you do and all that you go through. If you're alive, it's because God is still counting on you. Whoever you believe in, your higher power is still counting on you because somebody is watching you make it through. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. That's it. That's all I got to say. We'll see y'all next week. Enjoy your holiday. Peace.